How's it going? I'm here in downtown Chandler, Arizona for the Mic Drop Comedy Club, but not really. Just thought I'd do a quick post-Halloween live stream. What's up? I just thought I'd throw in a live stream. What is this place? Hey, Mom, tell them to stop leaving.
Have a good night. Good to meet you. How you doing, brother? Check out your quick. Oh, fucking nice. Good night, fellas. See you next week. Thank you. Wherever Oh my God.
What's up? King Selfus. Selfus? Shout out? Lisa Stark. Hello? Wes. Yes, clown. probably a short one. No, you're good.
Wait! We forgot to take
Yeah. Hey, so is this mint salad or is this Riley? Man, I left my rabbit suit at home. I would have had my rabbit suit, but I left it home. Do I poop standing? Sometimes. I mean, doesn't everybody? I'm not a full-fledged bunny squad here. I mean, I sympathize a little bit. I'm not a clown. I'm not a clown here. It's funny, I didn't take any photos or films. Yeah, funny sympathizer. I don't know about that. Maybe like a little goes hard. I just didn't. I didn't film anything. But Ray Ray's happy. That's good. Ray Ray's happy. He's got. I love your cartoons, dude. You know, it's just. I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta be cool. You know. There's times to be cool, times to be a clown. Oh, thanks. Yeah. No. Well, thank you, Ray Ray. No, seriously, you've had some really cool, really funny little comments. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Schizo Sean. I mean, I haven't been roofied yet, so I don't know how cool I can be. What do we got here? I'm gonna go try to get a beer here.
I said I get that. I said I get that. I said I get that.
Oh no. I don't know about that, Ray Ray. Oh no, it's all cool. No, I would be honored to be. I would be honored to be in a cartoon, but I don't think I deserve that. So, just hanging out. I don't know. It's funny because I've actually seen a lot of bunnies this weekend. A lot of the bunny ears. Mostly women though. That's weird. But not many with the red beard. So I went with the clown instead. I'm thinking this will probably be a very short one. Starting kind of late. What do I got? Mostly West Coast people here. Central time.
Can we get your card back for you? No, card. Thank you. I want to make sure you had a fantastic time. I'm trying to. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know why anybody's watching this. It's kind of boring. What are you gonna do? Oh, right. Hello, XR Peaky Blinder. Yeah. Yeah, can I do a Juicy Jack pint? Or, yeah. Or whatever it is.
What can I got for you? Good? Well, back to you, man. Thank you.
No. XR Peaky. Yeah, the Too Hard is really good stuff, but this is actually Santan Juicy Jack. It's an IPA, so yeah, same kind of thing. Yeah. What is the 67? I'm missing 67, 67, 67? Oh, this is, I'm in Chandler. Oh, wow. Yeah, Too Hard is a pretty good solid. It's a solid, I think it's like 8%, 7%, and it's smooth. So yeah, the Too Hard is pretty good bigger beer. So what is the Oracle? Okay, I'll take your word for that. Yeah, I actually like the Bell's Oberon, which is like a wheat ale. And there's a mango version that's pretty good. Mango, the Bell's Oberon is pretty good. Oh yeah, definitely good in summer. Oh yeah, Hop Slam. Hop Slam is definitely legit, but the Hop Slam you gotta get fresh. Get fresh. That's one we used to get. We used to get that in the can and draft. You get the Hop Slam. The Hop Slam's like a 10% IPA, real smooth. Get there. Yeah, I'm in Arizona right now. I'm in Chandler. This is where Chrissy Mayer had her stand-up show. I hung out with him for a little bit. I mean, I get Schizo Sean and his whole beef with Chrissy, but I don't know. She's cool with me. I don't have a beef. Camelot. Cody's Camelot is here. I'm not sure where Quartzsite is, to be honest. I'm not sure where Quartzsite is. It's a Phoenix. I'm in Phoenix right now. Phoenix suburb.
Alright guys, man, what's the deal right here?
Yeah, the music's kind of loud. That was I was just at Chrissy Mayer's show a couple hours ago, and then we went over to Santan Brewery, hung out for a little bit. They got some really good beer. Santan, 100 miles west. Okay. That's cool. I need to, okay, that's cool. So, you have friends in Quartzsite? Yeah, I should probably get some headphones for this. No, it's good to see you. I'm probably gonna end this real soon, but well, thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you, XR. Oh yeah, I'll be safe. Don't worry. What is that?
I watched the end of
Right.
the hell of a game.
Did the Dodgers win?
Yeah, 5-4 in the 11th, I think. 10 to 11.
Right. I don't usually like the Dodgers, but if it's not an NFL West team they're playing, then whatever.
I'm not a baseball.
I'm not really. I got to see the Dodgers lose to the Padres in LA last year. They won the series, but it was fun watching them lose in LA.
Hi, guys. All right.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of there. It's kind of loud, but yeah. Yes. I actually watched a Dodgers playoff game last year, first in LA. I was happy to see them lose to the Padres really bad, even though they won the series, but yeah, I got out of there. I already drank a lot, so I'm good. I might walk around here a little bit. But I saw Frankenstein today. I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about that movie. They lit a butt on fire. They lit a bus on fire. What? That's crazy. Those Blue Jays or those Dodgers fans, whoever they were. No, that's crazy. No, I watched Frankenstein today. I was thinking about it. It's weird because it's kind of a slow-paced movie. I don't know how I'll feel about it like in a second watch, but I liked it. It was something. It had my attention. You know how sometimes your opinion of a movie depends on like what mood you're in when you watch it, and then you come back to it and it's maybe your opinion changes. Holy shit! Somehow. What happened? Oh, somehow you're like.
They're only able to
You guys here? I think I lost the stream for a second. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But that's LA for you, right? No, I really liked Frankenstein. I mean, I liked it, but I don't know how I'll feel about it if I watch it again. Like, you take a movie like The Batman, which it was like, okay, I kind of liked it the first time, and then I watched it again, I just couldn't give a shit. I couldn't give a shit about it. But, well, thank you. Thank you, XR Peaky Blind. Yeah, I went off for a second. I hit a button or something. No, so I don't know. Last year I saw Nosferatu last year. It was at Christmas Day, actually. Yeah, thank you. Um, yeah, I watched Nosferatu last year, and then I watched Frankenstein, the Guillermo del Toro. Camelot could say that a lot better than I can. I don't know. I get all tongue-tied about it, but no, I liked it. It was interesting because I think I need to read the book again or something, or read it the first time, because I feel like it's the story of Frankenstein, the most succinct that it is, and it's just that I'm more used to the movies where they take a lot of liberties, and it's weird because so I don't know. Nosferatu, I saw Razorfist's review when it came out, and he said he had some really good points about the movie, like the style and then he closed by saying that it had a Christian values, and I thought that was the most retarded thing I'd ever heard, because Nosferatu takes all of the religious aspects and pulls it out of the Dracula myth, so that you have a vampire that's basically unaffected by the crucifix, by holy water, all that stuff. And basically the only thing that could kill Dracula in Nosferatu 2024 was the sacrifice of a Vestal Virgin. So it was completely antithesis to everything Christian. And I've only seen a couple of Robert Eager's other films. Damn, I got an echo. In this place where I'm at right now. Whew. But yeah, I've only seen a couple of his movies, and it really seems like between the Northmen and Nosferatu, it seems like he has a very pagan pre-Christian, a very pagan anti-Christian pre-Christian thematic. His movies very much have a like I said, a pagan pre-Christian aesthetic. The Northman was essentially the Northman is a version of Shakespeare's Hamlet, that story, but it's got a very pagan underpinning. It's got the William Dafoe as the jester, and also sort of the mystic guy with the witch-like powers, and it's very much a pagan anti-Christian movie, I felt, interpretation. And Nosferatu in Nosferatu, it turns out that in Nosferatu 2024, the Robert Edgar's version, that it's a very Christianity fails in that film, and the only way they can get rid of the vampire is basically by giving him an attractive virgin and female for him, and then he gets trapped. He gets trapped by the sunlight because he stays too long. It's basically this prehistoric primordial elder god, sort of kind of a Lovecraftian villain, this creature that cannot be defeated by Christianity or religion or anything, or modern technology. Has to be defeated only by sacrificing a virgin, and that's that story. Okay, that's Nosferatu. Now you take Frankenstein. Frankenstein is very much Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro is very much a Christian story. In fact, the theme the primary theme throughout the movie and the concluding theme is forgiveness. It's forgiveness. And I don't know, I don't think that's a spoiler, but it's kind of a weird thing, and I think it's an interesting counterpoint to the Nosferatu movie, which I actually liked maybe a little better from a stylistic perspective, although Orlok the vampire in Nosferatu was a little cheesy, I think. But Frankenstein is an interesting counterpoint to that, because it's about there's a hint of nihilism. There's a hint of nihilism in Frankenstein that's also in Nosferatu, but I think the defining characteristic, and I think Guillermo del Toro, whatever, I think he is Catholic, and that comes through in the value of the movie. I think you may not understand it if you watch it, but it was a good movie. Honestly, I preferred Nosferatu. Nosferatu is chilling and like unrelenting. There's the tension and there's just the power. The idea that there's this power. Now, Lovecraftian stories tend to have this nihilism and this sense that like everything that society builds up, and particularly Christian society, is unable or incapable of dealing with something that like some ancient terror that predates all of the trappings of religion. And Nosferatu was a very depressing movie, I think. And then Frankenstein has a really weird kind of, I felt like it had actually a very Catholic Christian message, which is forgiveness. There's lots of other themes. Such as, the Adam and Eve and human nature and animal nature, which is something it's sort of dealt in Nosferatu. The nature of the beast, of the demon, of the vampire, it's like an animal instinct, but it's also something that's uncontrollable and people are incapable of controlling. With Frankenstein, there's a whole lot of other things to work with, which I probably don't have at the moment, the vocabulary to deal with it, but I don't know how, as a film, like as a movie, I don't know exactly how I feel about it. There's some CG. No, Frankenstein does not wear a clown wig, and neither does Orlok in Nosferatu, but they should. He does wear, his hair does grow throughout the movie. Now, I remember watching an old documentary with Guillermo del Toro, the director, on the original, like 1930, 33, whatever it was, Frankenstein Universal. And he had an affinity for the monster. There's an affinity that you have for the monster. The monster's not a monster, right? The monster is basically a human. And I never actually read the book, but I remember reading like the Cliff Notes version and hearing people explain it. And I think this movie actually captures that in some way better than any other version I've seen. I think there were hints of it, but like the monster is very human. And the human who created him is like kind of out of control. And I think I'd like to see it again, but I'm not sure how it felt. Like, it is kind of a slow-paced movie. I mean, it starts out, to its credit, I think it starts out with more like action in the very first sequence. So it starts out at the end. It starts out near the end, and then it leads into the two stories: the story of Victor Frankenstein and the story from the perspective of the creature, which I don't think the original book, I believe, actually did have the perspective of the creature, but in the other film versions, of Frankenstein, the monster is just some mindless creature. Has no perspective. There's no monster perspective, and I think this is the first version of Frankenstein I've seen where they literally have the monster as a human character, basically. And I hope I'm not spoiling it too much, but anyway, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Apparently there's nobody watching now, but that could be wrong. But so yeah, I liked Frankenstein. I don't think it's going to be in theaters long because it was a Netflix release. It's going to be a short stint in some theaters. Hello, okay. Yeah, I've been live for like 15 minutes, and I'm probably gonna end it. I just felt like I needed to do something. I guess I should also do a review of the comedy show, right? It was nice. They had two pretty. The intro acts were pretty good. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the names of the comedians, but oh yeah, I'm just I'm just a clown, just clowning around. Which one? What are you talking about? Which one? Which what? Anyway, so yeah, I saw Chrissy Mayer like 3 or 4 times, like 2 years ago, and I know there's a lot of clips out there. There's a lot of clips out there that are kind of like awkward, and some of the shows there's a portion of the show that wasn't as good as the others. But the one thing I do have to say for Chrissy Mayer is that she changed her routine changes to the crowd, and like a good like, I don't know, 50% at least of the show is her just talking to people, trying to create new content based on whatever's going on or whatever the conversation is, and throwing that back, implementing that into her written materials. It doesn't always pay off, but I definitely admire, like, it takes a lot of guts to get up on stage and just like I don't want to say bomb, but like it was a good show. Yeah, the comedy show was good. It was Chrissy Mayer at the mic drop. No, but I've tried, I've experimented with filming myself doing comedy bits, and it is not easy, especially with the crowd, and everything has to like fit, and not everything delivers. But the way that she takes bits that she's worked over and over again and kind of fits them in to random stuff that happens, I don't know. I give her an A for effort. Do I want to be a comedian? I don't think so. I don't think I could take that stand up. standing up there, and there's like an energy. There's an energy and there's an atmosphere in the room that you have to kind of read, and things that might work in some search situations that don't work. And I really, I don't know. I feel like she relies a little too much on like spontaneity, and it throws her off. It kind of throws off some of her scripted content, because she's like, but it also makes it much more interesting because there's something new. There's something new that she throws in, sort of. And then if it doesn't work, it sometimes throws off her set though, because you've got new content that just randomly comes up, and she's like, let's try this out. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing comedy right now exactly, but I'm probably gonna have to end very soon. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little bit of a commentary on Frankenstein. I don't think a lot of people are gonna watch. Frankenstein's not going to get a large theater audience, because it's got a very limited run. But yeah, I felt kind of bad, because originally there were two sets. There were two sets planned for the Christy Mayer comedy show, and one was at 7 and the other was at 9:30. And I was scheduled for the 9:30. And then I got an email saying that there were scheduling conflicts and the two shows were put together. And then I felt like maybe not enough people booked for the two shows, so they had to condense it to one. Because I don't know. And I didn't notice at first. I didn't notice that Cody Camelot was there. I guess Camelot had a race today, and so he and his crew were there, and that made up maybe a decent size of the audience. And I don't know. I felt a little bad, because her opening remarks were basically how she pretty much recognized everybody in the room. But it's a really quiet street. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, it's been fun. I did a brewery crawl 2 days ago. I did a brewery crawl in Tempe, and I posted that. That's on my channel. And then last night I went to sumo wrestling and sushi, and I posted a video from that. And then I drop a bunch of shorts, edits of other people's content, because I'm pretty much a talentless, uncreative twat waffle. But sometimes that's the funnest stuff. That has got me thinking about, like, what is transformative, like, when it comes to like YouTube content. I mean, there's a lot of people will react to content. They pause it, they'll start it, they'll pause it, and then they'll give their commentary, and that's transformative. But there are some people that will there's some YouTubers, and no hate, there's some YouTubers that just clip whole like 15-minute sections and don't do any kind of editing, and they just post it. And I don't know, as far as like whether that's transformative, I don't know, but it's helpful. You know, it's helpful if you don't want to go through an entire live stream and you just want what's related to a particular topic, then it's helpful. But in terms of whether it's transformative, I don't know. Like recently, Nick Rekieta did an interview with Adam Krigler. Now, the Krigler Show, it's a show I love his channel. Like, I mean, there's nobody that I watch all the time, because I have a very low attention span, so there's nobody that I watch all the time so much anymore. But the thing, Adam Krigler, most of his stuff, and you might say there's certain parts of it that you might think are boring or whatever, but he doesn't do reaction videos. He doesn't do like the basic bitch stuff that a lot of YouTubers do to like get content. And to be honest, what I do a lot of the time is just clipping other people, you know, creating a new context, or sometimes keeping the context but just focusing on a certain aspect, certain reaction without comment. Is that transformative? Like, I don't know. If you're producing a clip and you take like a 10 panel stream and everybody's in their little box, and you decide you're going to focus here, here, and here, and then you're going to clip out all the stuff in the middle. You clip out all the stuff in the middle. You clip out the hems and haws and a lot of the stuttering, which I have right now, but you recontextualize it. You focus on one person in the 10-person stream. You cut out a lot of the stuttering. You create new context. Sometimes you'll take a clip from the end and you'll put it at the beginning because it's a better summary of the content. So if somebody says something, if someone's having a conversation, a lot of times they'll have a conversation and it starts out very vague, and then by the end you're actually getting better summaries of what the content is. And so maybe you'll take a clip from the end and you'll put it at the beginning, and it doesn't necessarily change the meaning of what they're saying. Maybe sometimes it will. You're changing the context. You change the context without actually necessarily adding anything. Is that transformative? Because if every piece of the video is something that was taken from one particular channel, does it actually transform the content? If you're clipping somebody and you're changing it up, you're moving stuff around, you're changing the focus, but ultimately you're not adding anything of your own. So you're only by interpretation, right? But you're only using content from their channel. It's their content, but you've edited it in such a way that it's no longer resembles anything that they actually put out. But technically everything there is theirs. Is it still transformative? And if somebody decides that they're going to put out your clip, which is basically their content, but edited in such a way that it changes the focus and changes and in some cases could even change like what the meaning is. But it's still, every piece of it is still their content, because all you did was move around content that was from their channel. then do they need to do anything else with it? Because it's not. I mean, ultimately, it's their content, right? So, like Disney, if somebody does a cut of a Star Wars movie, and it's better than the theatrical cut, doesn't Disney own that? Don't they have a right? Don't they have a right, Lucasfilm, to just release your cut, even though you changed it? It's all their material. So wouldn't they have a right to just release your cut, a fan edit, and charge and get total profit and IP from that? Because technically, every piece of that movie was theirs, even if you put it in an order that makes it better. I think about that, like one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies of all time, actually, is Touch of Evil, which was directed by Orson Welles, but it was recut. It was recut in the 90s, according to an Orson Welles memo. So essentially, it's his movie, but it's not the theatrical version. And I think it was MGM or whoever it was, whoever owned that movie, they paid Walter Murch, who was a director, he was an editor on Star Wars, on, I think it was one of the Godfather movies, but he was an award-winning editor, Walter Murch, and he came in he was brought in to re-edit Touch of Evil according to Orson Welles' original specifications. Now, MGM or Warner Brothers, whoever it was that owned that movie, they owned that cut. But if a fan had come in and decided to re-edit the movie, all material owned by the company, and to make it better, would the company, would MGM own that print? And the answer is yes. So if you cut, if an artist decides to just do like a fan art Spider-Man or something, and it's the character owned by, Marvel, then wouldn't Marvel own the fan? Does the fan who created it, who did the artwork and did everything, do they own that? Or because Marvel owns the property, Marvel owns the right to that, fan comic book? Technically, they could, and they could make money off of it. And I think technically they would have the right. And yeah, there's a rant. But anyway, I think I'm going to end this 32 minutes. And I basically said, well, I have other topics I could go into, but I don't know. I think that might be enough for one little short stream. So thanks for watching. IA, Alex DeLarge, XR Peaky Blinder, Schizo Sean, ASE Presents, Riley, Matthew Castro with the 67s. Ray is happy. Thanks for watching. ASE Presents, I'm assuming that's Riley. Wes, King Selphus, Lisa Stark. Thanks for watching. Check out my videos, because I do a lot more of those, and like shorts and edits and cuts and other people's own content. And but thanks for watching. And now I got to remember how to close a stream. Take a second. Close. No, that's closing the nope. I'll figure this out eventually. But anyway, thanks all for watching. It tells me there's 0 people there, 9 people liked. So if all 0 of you could like, that would be great. And oh, there you are. I got 0 likes. Thank you. And right. Let me